Today's topic for discussion is functions of money. As we all know, money is anything that is generally accepted by people for the payment of goods and services, repayment of debt and tax payment to the government, etc. Hence, money is the generally acceptable means of payment in the settlement of all transactions, including debt. The unique feature of general acceptability of money as a means of payment or as a medium of exchange gives it alone general purchasing power. Money can be classified as a limited legal tender money or unlimited legal tender money based upon its acceptability by people. In India, money has been classified on the basis of its acceptability. It is classified as limited legal tender money and unlimited legal tender money. Limited legal tender money is that money on which legal limit of acceptance is fixed by the government. In India, denomination of 1 paisa to 25 paisa are regarded as limited legal tender money up to rupees 25. No person can be forced to accept these coins beyond rupees 25. Second type of money is unlimited legal tender money. There is no legal limit of acceptance on this type of money. In India, coins of 50 paisa, 1 rupee, 2 rupee, 5 rupee and paper notes of all face values are accepted as unlimited legal tender money. Because of the general acceptability of these coins and rupee notes by all the people, money can serve as a medium of exchange. This is one of the important functions of money. We will discuss different functions of money, namely money as a medium of exchange, money as a measure of value or unit of account, money as a standard of deferred payment or standard of future payment, and money as a store of value. In the book titled Money and the Mechanism of Exchange, William Stanley Jevons famously analyzed money in terms of 4 functions: a medium of exchange, a common measure of value or unit of account, a standard of value or standard of deferred payment, and a store of value. These 4 functions of money have been summarized up in a famous couplet as: money is a matter of functions for a medium, a measure, a standard, a store. Functions of money can be classified as primary functions and secondary functions. Serving as a medium of exchange and store of value are the primary functions of money, whereas secondary functions of money is to serve as a standard of deferred payment and store of value. Let us discuss the first function of money as a medium of exchange. Acting as a medium of exchange is the primary function of the money. This function differentiates money from the other near money or non-money assets, which is helpful in identifying money as money. It goes without saying that to be a successful medium of exchange, money must be generally accepted as such by people in all transactions. You must have heard of the old method of barter system, where people exchange services and goods for other services and goods in return. This type of exchange was practiced in early civilizations when there was no money involved. But for this, direct barter of goods and services for goods and services to take place, occurrence of a double coincidence of wants is necessary. That is, both the parties involved in exchange must be willing to accept the commodity or service offered by the other party. You must have experienced such kind of barter with your friends in your childhood. The difficulty with a barter system is that in order to obtain a particular good or service from a seller, buyer has to possess a good or service of equal value, which the seller also desires. In other words, in a barter system, exchange can take place only if there is a double coincidence of wants between two transacting parties, that is between buyer and seller. First of all, we will try to differentiate between barter system of trade and money using system of trade. Let us think of the society where money has not been introduced and people are practicing barter system of exchange. In such society, if a wheat producing farmer is in need of clothes, he will have to search for the weaver who wants wheat at the same point of time, so that both of them can exchange the commodities and satisfy their wants. In this case, it is very difficult to measure the true value of wheat in terms of clothes and vice versa. Hence, for the successful barter system to take place, each party to the exchange must have exactly what the other party stands in need of and in the proper quantity and at the same time required, which would cause enormous waste of time and resources in such effort and trading. Barter system of trade necessitates a series of negotiations to complete the desired exchange. Each individual involved in the exchange must accept payment in form of goods, consume the required amount he wants and store the remaining or try to sell the excess to someone who is in need of the same good and ready to do the same. Instead of exchanging goods, exchange with the help of money saves time and scarce real resources and makes exchange simple. Money makes it possible to fetch profit from specialized trade and production. Think of the farmer who is producing wheat in our earlier example. If wheat producing farmer wants to consume a range of different commodities simultaneously, for example salt, clothes, shoes and vehicles, it is required that producers of all these commodities, namely salt, clothes, shoes, vehicles, are also willing to consume wheat at the same time, which may not be possible at the same point of time. In this case, if we introduce money as a common medium of exchange, a wheat producing farmer need not to go and search for the producers of all the mentioned commodities who are also in need of wheat. Instead, he can sell the wheat in the market to the consumers and receive the money. Other producers can also sell their commodities in the market and receive the returns in form of money. This process will avoid the trade between only producers and involve the non-producers also in the trade. This is helpful in developing a common marketplace also, which will attract all the potential buyers and producers together, and there will not be any compulsion on consumers to produce any commodity that they need to offer in exchange and receive the desired product. Money can make the process of exchange simple. By rendering their services or offering the products, people can earn the money, not the things. Money provides freedom of choice in buying things from those who offer the best value for the money. Second important function of money is a measure of value or unit of account. Think of a cricket match in stadium where wide varieties of audience have gathered. The tickets are payable in kind in terms of the produce of each audience. That means if group of 4 farmers is going to watch the match and each one of them is a producer of different kind of crops, namely rice, corn, wheat and potatoes, how should the cricketers and others be awarded? Isn't it a good idea rather to accept the money from each farmer and offer the tickets of cricket match to them? Organizers can simply collect the amount in form of money and winners will be awarded with a particular amount of cash. Therefore, it is necessary to express the values of all goods and services in terms of money. Physical quantities of wide variety of goods and services are measured in different units. For example, pulses and cereals are weighted in terms of kilograms. The unit of measuring water, milk and oil is liters. To measure the true value of 1 kilogram of wheat in terms of 1 liter oil is really difficult. Using money as a common measure of value adds up the value to these goods and services and makes the accounting system meaningful. Measuring of the wealth and total value is possible with the help of money. For example, estimates of the national income, monetary cost of the project, total profit or income of a multi-product firm can be measured and expressed in monetary terms. Comparison between various goods at different times and different locations becomes possible because of money. Goods and services can be traded internationally because of the existence of mutually agreed exchange rates by importing and exporting countries. Major economic activities of production, exchange, distribution and consumption of goods and services can be valued in a common unit, money. Monetary values of goods and services can be expressed in terms of prices per unit indicated in a common unit of account. Prices expressed in a common monetary unit can be directly compared with each other, and the rate of exchange between any two commodities can be easily determined. However, value of money does not stay constant. It varies from time to time. Function of money as a measure of value will help the producers to calculate the total outlay and earnings and thereby calculating the profit. Profit earning is one of the important objectives of any business firm. By subtracting the cost of production from the total revenue, producers can calculate the profit. If a business firm producing tractors want to calculate the total profit, it will have to subtract the total cost of producing the tractor from its price. Let us assume that the firm is producing 100 tractors per year. Selling price of each tractor is rupees 5 lakh and cost of producing the same tractor is rupees 3 lakh. In this case, total revenue earned by the firm will be rupees 5 crore and total cost of producing 100 tractors will be rupees 3 crore. Therefore, total profit earned by the firm will be rupees 2 crore. In this case, producer is calculating all the values in monetary terms. Therefore, calculating the exact amount of profit is possible. Without the involvement of money, producers will not be able to calculate the exact amount of profit earned by him. In barter system of trade, it would be impossible for him to calculate the exact cost of producing the tractor, since he has to pay for the inputs in form of kind and not in money. Similarly, after selling the tractor, he will receive the returns in form of kind. Therefore, it will be very difficult for him to measure the true value of the revenue earned by him. Hence, money plays important role in the market. Function of money as a measure of value will help the producers to calculate the total outlay and earnings and thereby calculating the profit. This encourages the investment and capital generation in an economy. The third function of money is a standard of deferred payment or future payment. Before discussing this function, let us understand the concept of deferred payment. A sum of money paid under a future payment agreement is called deferred payment. To make the future payments, money serves as a standard or unit. Interest on the capital, rent for the land, salaries of the employees, pensions and insurance premia etc. are generally paid in form of money. However, in large parts of Indian agriculture, wages and land rents in kind still exist. The practice of sharecropping in Indian agriculture is the best example of such barter system. But in an economic system where money is the major medium of exchange, the volume of deferred payments are set down in money terms. The buy now, pay later transactions are typical examples of deferred payment. Deferred payment is the promise between the lender and borrower, allowing the borrower to take custody of goods immediately and start making the payment on future. If person X has borrowed 1 lakh rupees today, it would be paid back to person Y after a certain period of time. The amount of loan is measured in terms of money and it is paid back in money only. If a person has borrowed 1 lakh rupees from the banker, he cannot repay the debt in terms of rice or in some other kind. He will have to repay the loan of 1 lakh rupees in terms of money only. A huge number of financial transactions involving huge future payments are made daily. This function of standard for deferred payments is performed by money because its value remains more or less constant. In case of deflation, the creditors will gain in real terms and the debtors will lose, since the value of money rises because of the decline in prices. Fourth important function of money is money as a store of value. In money using economy, payments to the land, labor, capital and entrepreneur are paid in form of money. Wages, salaries, rent, interest and profits are money payments received discontinuously. These payments can be spent immediately or in the future. When the payments are to be spent in future, some part of the receipt is held in form of cash money for different period. All this is possible because of the generalized purchasing power of the money and its perfect liquidity. Money is the most liquid asset that can be easily converted in other forms of wealth. Significance of money as a store of value is very important because wealth can be easily accumulated in form of money and it can be easily transformed in other forms whenever it is necessary. People choose to hoard a part of their wealth in form of cash money. Money can be stored without any decline in its value, whereas other commodities like rice or milk cannot be stored for long period because of their perishability. Money is the most liquid asset and it is easily convertible. Barter system of trade and money exchange system has different impact on trade and economy. Let us discuss the barter system of trade in which goods are exchanged for goods. For example, if Ashok is working as a labor in farmland where he grows corn, at the end of the month he receives his salary in form of kind, that is corn. Now if he needs to purchase clothes, he will have to find out the weaver and offer the corn in exchange for the clothes. But exchange is not that simple in barter system. As we have seen earlier, it needs a series of transactions. There are two possibilities in this case. First possibility is that if weaver doesn't want corn or if he is not in need of corn at that point of time, exchange cannot take place. Second possibility is if the weaver is also in need of corn, he will accept it in return and exchange can take place. But again, the corns received in form of payment by the weaver cannot be stored for long period of time, since corn is the perishable commodity. Therefore, weaver will have to search for some other persons who can accept the corn as a medium of exchange. This simultaneous occurrence of wants can give the encouragement to trade. But in reality, simultaneous occurrence of wants is difficult to experience, and though corn serves as a medium of exchange in some transactions, it cannot function as a store of value and standard of future payments also. Now let us discuss the advantages of the economic system in which money is being used as a medium of exchange. In this system, person X works in a farmland where he grows corn. He receives his salary in form of money. If he needs to purchase clothes, he will search for the weaver and offer the money for clothes. Weaver can accept the money in exchange for the clothes because he can easily exchange the money for all other commodities which he wants. He also can store the money for future use. This type of exchange gives encouragement to trade and production. You can imagine the economy where barter system of trade is prevailing. How can the traveler who is in need of a burger can pay for it? If cost of the burger is say one bowl of rice, is it possible for the traveler to carry the rice with him and all the time at the places which he will be visiting? Or is it even possible to withdraw the rice from his bank account or ATM machine? He cannot save his wealth in form of goods and things all the time, since many of them are perishable and cannot be stored for long time for the future use. But thankfully, we are living in a society where money is the common medium of exchange, and even if we are facing short of cash in hands, we can withdraw currency notes from ATM machine and satisfy the hunger. Instead of carrying all the goods and wealth while traveling, carrying the money either in form of cash or simply carrying the debit or credit card is more convenient. Therefore, medium of exchange is the most important function of money. It can be seen from this example that in barter system of trade, where goods are exchanged for goods, consumers do not have the choice in buying things from those who offer the best value for their commodity. Whereas in money using system or economy, money provides the liberty of choice in purchasing the commodities from those sellers who offer the best value for the commodity. Besides the primary and secondary functions of money that we have discussed earlier, some more contingency functions are also served by money. It serves as a basis for credit and distribution of national income, helps in measurement and maximization of utility, and gives liquidity to wealth. We will now discuss some important contingency functions of money. One of the contingency functions of money is it is helpful in distribution of national income. Total output of the country is jointly produced by the different factors of production, namely land, labor, capital and entrepreneur. Therefore, the total output or total national income gets distributed among these four factors of production in form of rent, wage, interest and profit respectively. This payment made to the factors of production is expressed in monetary terms. Maximization of utility is one more contingency function of money. As we already know, want satisfying power of any commodity can be referred as its utility. Money helps consumers and producers to maximize their utility. Consumers try to derive maximum satisfaction from the commodity by balancing its marginal utility and price. Similarly, a producer also tries to maximize his satisfaction or profit by balancing the marginal productivity of the factor with price of that factor. Here, we have to take into consideration that prices are expressed in terms of money. Next contingency function of money is basis of credit creation. Money as a store of value encourages the habit of savings by people. When people are encouraged to keep their savings in form of demand deposits in their bank account, it also helps the process of multiple credit creation by commercial banks. While channelizing the savings of customers to the investors via bank loans, money serves as the basis for credit creation. Money gives productivity to the capital. Since money is the most liquid asset and can easily get converted in other assets, capital can be easily transformed from less productive uses to more productive uses. Productivity of capital increases because of the high productivity of money. Money also functions as a bearer of options. Money provides purchasing power to its holder. Hoarding of money in form of cash provides number of options to a person. He can change his decisions regarding consumption or spending from time to time and place to place depending upon his priority. Money also provides guarantee of solvency. Possession of wealth and its easy convertibility in money is the major indicator of a person's creditworthiness. If an individual possesses more assets than his liabilities and when his assets can be valued in monetary terms, he can be regarded as a creditworthy or solvent. People always try to hold some money in form of cash to meet their different motives of transaction, speculation and precaution. Therefore, for the growth and development of economic activities, money serves the best and appropriate medium of exchange, which gets accepted generally by all the people and which serves as a standard of account and standard for the future payments also. Money also serves the purpose of accumulation of wealth and store of value. These four important functions of money help to bring the efficiency and transparency in economic system and thereby give encouragement to the major economic activities of production, distribution, consumption and exchange. In this chapter, we learned that how four functions of money can help the major economic activities of production, distribution, exchange and consumption to take place. A function of money as a medium of exchange encourages the trade. Measure of value function of money is helpful in exchange rate determination and all other transactions. Buying commodities in current period and paying for those in future has become possible because money serves as a standard for deferred payments. Thank you.